we actually sent flyers to every household in this area. I'm sorry not everyone received them, but we did mail them and we did confirm that they were mailed out.
Was it selected?
Never made it.
Because they never got it.
Mr. Fernandez, can I answer that statement? I have never received, and I go under oath, anything of that part of that communication.
I do apologize for that, sir, but I guarantee you they were mailed.
And I notice also, there has been, this is the 4th meeting, according to your,
They've had several meetings.
4.
No.
They're like 8 or 10.
This group has been meeting for the last 3 years.
Sir, we can't hear you now.
If everybody can hold it down, this group has been meeting probably for about 4 years now.
No, 3 years.
We only have 3 years.
And all the meetings are advertised, I checked the neighborhood, Sunday, 28.
If you don't get the newspaper, it doesn't help. Right?
To the gentleman in the back that asked the question, and some of you all who just found out, in the paper, this has been advertised in the newspaper. Where?
That was Sunday, though.
No, this is the whole, I'm saying that this has been advertised in the newspaper for quite
Almost nobody reads the paper
If
anymore.
I can answer your question, we all can't talk at the same time, and I'd like to hear you, and I want you to hear me, okay?
Go ahead.
All right. So what I'm saying to you, we hear this almost every meeting. And I guess we'll have to apologize over and over again, but we've done the best that we could. The county actually puts us in the newspaper, and they've been doing that. Some of us, I know myself, I have put it on Facebook, I text people about the meeting. When you sign in here, you put your email on that sign-in sheet. From there on, you're on the mailing list because you get a notice from the county. If this is your first night, sign in here.
They notified me this time. They did? Good.
Okay, so if that has not happened, the only thing we can do, let me tell you, the effort is being made. And I think Gigi can answer to that part of it. But believe me, and if your neighbor told you, let me see, if something's happened important in it, like the gentleman said in the back, the young man back there told him, well, you need to tell somebody. Well, some of you are regulars in this meeting, and I'm sure that you have. Okay? So get the word out through your texting and, electronic devices. There's no reason our neighbors and our families should be not aware of these meetings.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Rebecca T. Garden. Live in Bonita Lakes. My address is 11901 Southwest 135 Terrace. I am really opposed to this incorporation. We don't get any, if we incorporate, we're going to get less service. Right now, we don't open 127th, which I'm really angry about, and I think everybody that has to go to 152nd Avenue, they will work for one day, and then 2 weeks, everything is torn up, and then they'll work one day again, and everything's torn up. So I'm really upset about this whole incorporation. It's only going to get worse.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. My name is Philip Murray. I own property at 22540 on the southwest 113th Court. That's in the lower part of this area that's known as the Goose area. I just want to say this to you and all these individuals that are sitting here. You are absolutely right. This process has been going on for well over a year. Well over a year, I know, because I've been coming to these meetings. But that being said, I want to say this here. First of all, in the area where I represent, the Goose area, this will be the second time the Goose have tried to incorporate. First, it tried to incorporate by itself, it didn't work. Now it tried to incorporate as a part of a big area. I've been in Goose since 1965. That's when my people brought me here, and I would say this here. When I look at the incorporation process that currently took place, I'm also a member of the Goose CAA Advisory Committee. That's one of the oldest serving social economic agencies in the Goose area. That advisory committee just recently voted to not, it wasn't even to support or deny. They voted to just give no opinion. Okay, and that's pretty much the whole opinion of the entire community. No opinion, because I've seen very little support. And I applaud Mr. Hampton. Mr. Hampton, some of the few individuals that stood fast in these various communities. But I've seen very little support in the community of youth, and I'll stand up and say that. Thank you very much. And I personally don't support it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you. My name is Ada Harrison. I'm a resident at Three Lakes, and I've attended every meeting, the two at the center down south, and then the meetings here. I just want to find out, you know, we keep showing support, you know, that we don't want it. We don't want it. What's the procedure? You know, how long are we gonna have to keep coming to these meetings and telling you, please, we don't want to do it. So, you know, what's gonna happen? I mean, I've had 4 meetings, 4 or 5, I don't know. And it is very difficult to find the information because the first time I think they did send something, but it looked like junk mail. And any other time after that, I've had to look at the paper and check and, you know, find out. And that's why, you know, we keep up with it. I know Denisha Lakes keeps up with it also. So we have like a, you know, community. All I'm asking is, you know, I don't want to keep doing this till I'm 80 years old. And coming to these meetings and saying, no, we don't want it. No, you know, whatever needs to be done, please let the people know. So we can do what we have to do and not, you know, not let this thing go through. Thank you.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Okay,
My name is Carol Iglesias. I live at 14020 Southwest 130th Place, Miami 33186. And that is Dade Lakes. I'm president of the Homeowners Association. And our community is actually militant in opposition to this. Okay, I mean, they've given me orders to do all sorts of things, like form protest marches and things like they want matching T-shirts. They want to stand on the corner. Okay, but they, you know, they signed petitions that they will vote against this. They're really very much against it. The reason that I'm standing here, my question is, I happen to be over at Pinecrest Gardens on Wednesday, and I spoke to a couple of the government officials over there about their city, because Pinecrest is considered pretty successful as a city. And what they told me was that they felt like it had to do with the size, the geographic size of the city. It's a much smaller area. Same thing with Palmer Bay and Cutler Bay. This city would go from 232nd Street all the way up to 120th. And as you may have heard here from several of the individuals, they never go south of 152nd. So has anybody thought of changing the borders? I know this is the Commissioner Moss's territory, but district. Okay, thank you for the right word. But the thing is, if you were to change the borderlines of the city, you might not have as much opposition to it. For example, if
It's a mistake. And just chip away at people, divide people as much as they can. I don't approve of that.
Your city would go from 232nd to 152nd. That's 80 blocks. It's actually more than that, because you know some of the roads have ports and places with the same numbers and stuff. That's a big city in and of itself. And if you could sort of gauge where your opposition is coming from, it might be more successful with less opposition if you were to change the border of the city and not have it go as far north as it's going. Because a lot of the people in our community say, we never go down there. We don't go to 232nd Street. I mean, most of us have to find out where the cultural center was to go to that meeting. You know? Traffic in this city is horrendous. It's pretty bad. It took, I can't tell you how many lights to come from 136th Street to 137th Avenue over here. It's just, that's another thing. We need some better control on the numbers. But beyond that, if you guys really want this to make it a city, maybe you could just reconsider the border.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, my name is Julio Forte, 14122 Southwest 129th Court, Miami, Florida 33186. Also a resident of Vanessa Lakes. I'm on the board of directors. I'm a school teacher, 47 years. I teach mathematics. Here's what doesn't make sense to me. My hospitals are north of 136th Street. My doctors, north of 136th Street. Public, where I shop. Everything I do focuses north of 136th Street. I don't have any reason to go south of 152nd Street. I think I might have gone to Home Depot, which is on 152nd, because I couldn't find what I needed from the one on Kennedy. Secondly, I teach mathematics. I looked at the budget that you proposed. I compared it to other budgets. We have a city here that's going to be twice as large as some of these other cities with a budget fiscally about the same. And I'm looking at that budget and I don't see a contingency. I mean, it just doesn't make sense for the people in my community to be part of the city. And I think you guys should consider that. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. There we go.
Yeah, Terrence Lopez. I live at 15321 Southwest 153rd Street. Just for the record, I'm opposed to this in the neighborhood. I see questions in here that have been asked about taxes, if they're gonna go up and other things. I haven't seen any questions or any answers to them. And the young lady over there asked a question. You guys have been pursuing this for about 4 years now, right? More or less? At what point do you stop pursuing? When you figure out the community just doesn't want it? At what point do you drop the issue and not continue anymore?
We have to come up with an alternative factor.
An alternative factor?
Well, she's giving you one. Change the borders.
The commissioner can kill it.
Change the borders.
I hear you all. I'm going to say this to you right now. It is a process. This is the American way. Everyone has the opportunity.
No, it isn't.
It's
not.
No, please don't do that. I didn't interrupt. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Respectfully without respecting you.
I didn't say
This is
anything.
America. We all have the opportunity. This is a process. If some of you, if you don't know it, you can go online and read it. This is a process the county has laid out. The process is the same process that Aventura came on board. You name it, Pinecrest, Palmetto Bay, and the route. There's always, and I appreciate you, there's always going to be someone or some group in opposition. But there's always going to be also, you have to allow the opportunity of other Americans the opportunity also to say what they have to say. So this process has to go forward. Well, in my opinion, it has to go forward. And you have the opportunity, just like everybody just voted in November, you have the opportunity to vote it up or down. That's why, not in this process, this is not it.
Well, but I'm asking, when does that vote happen? At what point does that vote take place?
Whenever the
vote
commissioners,
down, is the issue dropped?
whenever the commissioners, what they agree on. Once they get the report and the recommendation, if I'm correct, staff, okay. And I've been through this process. I've watched the other communities. Like Pinecrest, Palmetto Bay, and Cutler Bay go through this process. Darrell, I watched them go through this process. Okay, so that once it gets to the commissioners, if they agree, they will set a date, an election date. And that's when it will go on the ballot to be voted on.
Okay.
When that's gonna happen, I can't tell you that right now.
Okay, but if it's voted no, y'all drop the issue, y'all gonna bring it up again, that's it?
You can't-
Or you gonna
They
find
can
another-
bring it up the next day.
If the commissioners disagree, yes, but if they decide to put it forward on the ballot, then all of us get the opportunity to vote. That's the process. That's the American way.
Right.
No, it
Is
isn't.
everybody aware of the app Neighbors? Is it called Neighbors?
Yes.
Everybody's aware of that app on your phone? You can all keep in with each other?
Anyway, this area, our total population of 126,000.
Next door, sorry.
No, so the population of this area, Lake A, is 126,000 residents. It's big. And there's a section, B, which goes from 232 to Homestead City line. But this is the process, we go through it, and this is, you know, like 25 years old within the county. And once they shut it down, but they had to bring it back on board for other areas. And when the mayor Gibbons ran the last election, this was part of his agenda, was to incorporate the entire county. That's how this thing got. They did a workshop, they done a complete county task force on incorporation. Those meetings went on for about 2 years. And that's how we are here tonight, because of their recommendation. It's not something we could get up. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Norman Hodge, I represent 11760 Southwest 220th Street. And formerly, I was Homestead City Council, so I can help some of the residents on the process. You know, the county's been doing this process for probably over 10 years. And if you notice, over the last 10 years, there's been more and more cities popping up in the county because of the fact that that's a push that they've been kind of doing. Will it go away? Probably not, because, you know, technically it's the ability to relieve themselves of services and let the city provide services, because Miami-Dade County provides services. Technically, they shouldn't provide services. They're the only county in the state of Florida that provides services. They're the only county in the state of Florida. Their charter is actually in the state's charter, and that's because there's some oversight of the services that they provide. But technically, they shouldn't be in that particular business, but they are. And that's one of the biggest push for the incorporated. To answer the size, a lot of times that calculation is done based on the ability of the city to be able to sustain itself based on the taxes that are taken in. And if you look at that area, there's no major corporation, you know, business areas in. There's some business areas, but there's nothing really, no major business areas. So that's why it's so big, because you need all of those extra residents to pay enough taxes so it'll be a sustainable city. So the math has probably been done. So that just help you guys out with a little bit of logic to, you know, where you're at and where you're going and what to look for.
You should have been on the committee.
I don't think so.
It'll be a different outcome.
I'm a resident of Venezia Lakes, and I'm going to use my time to
Yeah, I just respectfully, sir, wanted to differ with a comment that you made about the incorporation of Aventura, Doral, and you named a couple of other cities, a couple of Dade, etc. Those were initiated by residents wanting to incorporate. They weren't initiated by the will of some commissioner or some commission.
That's right.
Foisting it upon the public against their wishes. That's what differs about this incorporation effort. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think every city that's been formed was initiated by residents who wanted the incorporation. We have not done that process here. In fact, it was rejected once or twice in the Kendall area. I believe the Kendall A incorporation effort is dead by virtue of a new representative in that area. This so-called city is really not contiguous. Those that live north of that railroad track cannot get south except for 137th Avenue.
Let me answer the question you asked me?
Well, I didn't ask the question, but you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, you are wrong. The cultivation part of it, it actually was, each commissioner authorized a map. That's by the commission. If you read the county rule and incorporate, should have had it in front of you right now.
Well, I did read
but
how that whole
there's several, at least 3 different ways to.
Yes, there is.
Right, you know that. Okay.
And one of them is the public can request.
By petition and all that.
Right, the other is commissioner generated. It isn't necessarily what we want.
Commissioner Sorensen actually generated.
Right, great.
I believe also the
That was her opinion, that she had the ability to do that.
Yeah.
This is America, and And that commission is supposed to be a representative organization. We're here telling you time and time again, and we're hoping the message is getting across. We don't want it. I appreciate your very, wise references to how and why, and but again, we don't want it. It's that simple. And I don't care if the county doesn't want to serve me anymore in that way. They're stuck with you. That's really
Yeah. Yay! Yay!
I'll answer 5277 Southwest 175. Please excuse my ignorance for this question, but how did this board convene? Who selected you? How to get here? How did this happen?
Commissioner pointed.
Okay.
Commissioner pointed.
This board was selected by our commissioner, Commissioner Dennis Moss. The area that you see there, and we are someone that is well, all of us are well known to him in some capacity that we've been involved in our own community. And we're asked to do so. So again, when my country called me, I came. The commission asked me, I served. That area you see there, first of all, is his district. It's only his district. And that's what commissioners can do. They can only propose a map or study in their particular district. And to get an additional area outside of that, they would have to have the support of the other commissioners or the residents of the area by petition to be included. So that is a map that we have that is, let me tell you, if you follow incorporations, it was one incorporation many years ago, Redland Incorporation. You should have seen the size, geographical size of that particular proposal. But we're talking about 147,000 people, and with if you look at from the properties office, you have an adjusted value of
No, but I'm not referring to the size. I was only referring to the appointments that are before us right now.
Right, well, you may not know me, but I apologize if you did.
No, it's okay. I'm just,
But,
my first meeting, and I just want to
we've
know.
been involved with, most of us have been involved with the community. This gentleman served as your
State
representative, Mr. Bullitt, State Bullitt.
Well, why don't you guys introduce yourselves to us?
We did.
Yeah, they did.
Because I didn't hear that.
I don't think you did it for this meeting here.
Yeah, because I don't
You
know who
didn't,
you are.
nobody introduced himself.
Not while
My question, just so I'm clear, we're clear how the board came to be. Commissioner Moss appointed you, the five of you, and your staff counsel.
I work for Miami-Dade County. My name is George Fernandez. I work for the Office of Management and Budget, and we provide guidance to the board. So we set up to make sure that the meeting rooms are available, that the advertisements are posted, and that sort of thing.
I have a follow-up question, because we've been convened for about 3 years, right?
Yes, sir.
And this, it goes along with the question this gentleman had. At some point, we have to vote on it. It's gonna go on a ballot, as you said. It is the American process. Maybe. What, first the county commission has to vote on whatever Commissioner Moss reports to them about what your findings are?
I think I can answer a lot of your questions once we go through this sheet.
The map? Okay.
All right, we're gonna shut down the public hearing so we can get.
Oh, yeah, that figures. That figures. It's not factual what he said. It doesn't have to go to a vote. It's one of the first thing it says in there has to be public support for it. There's no public support.
Yeah. At every meeting that I am aware of, that the association has taken, well, I have paid for the postage. Yes, I paid for the postage. With my, so if I would have gotten one from you guys, then I would have had to pay twice. But I never got it once from you. Why? Why didn't I get
You
anything
didn't,
from you guys?
that does not come from me.
The
That
county
comes from-
does not send us a
The
notice?
county puts, as we said at the beginning, the newspaper,
Okay, but I don't subscribe to the newspaper.
neither do I.
Okay,
Neither do
so
I.
how
But I-
else would everybody?
But I thought, let me say this to you, your association, representatives of your association have been to almost every meeting. And they were both hearings, and they were both hearings.
Yes, we do go when, but there must have been a meeting that slipped through because I didn't know about the October meeting. I found out about it when I went to, yes, but you know what? It is not my association's responsibility to let me know about a public hearing. Just.
Okay, ma'am.
So, excuse me, my question was not answered.
I think there's a lot of confusion about what types of notices are prepared for what types of meetings. There are two public hearings that were held related to this incorporation proposal. Those public hearings have a specific notice requirement, which staff spoke to earlier regarding a flyer being sent to all residents of the geographical areas identified. So the public hearings that were held at South Bay Government Center had a specific type of
I
notice
received
requirement.
one from the county regarding that. So what's going on? Is there a
I'm
mail
I'm not
system?
sure what,
USPS?
but this is, that's the requirement for that particular notice, that type of hearing. These are public meetings, which, as staff had indicated before, the publication of these notices, of these hearings, is done with a newspaper posting the Friday before this meeting, as well as it appears on the county calendar, which is the calendar that's located on the Miami-Dade website, which lists all public meetings
Do you
that
think
occur.
that's fair?
I am of someone who actually believes that I'm not gonna wait for my government to tell me anything. I'm gonna actively look at what they're doing. So I regularly look at the county calendar. I regularly go to every budget hearing that's held every single year in this, because I believe as a resident, I have a certain civic responsibility to know what my government is doing. I'm not gonna wait for them to tell me anything. Now, some people don't have the ability to, or the time, or the inclination to do that and follow that. So there are specific areas that the county tells you that they're posting their public meetings. One of the places is on their public calendar, and in another place that they do their meetings, they also say they will use a newspaper of regular distribution. We happen to have only one large newspaper distribution. That's where they post their notices. We don't determine that. We didn't determine that. So in terms of how the county communicates with residents, that's not something that we have control over. That's something that residents should be talking to their county governments. And as far as I'm concerned, a county government needs to be talking to its citizens. So to me, I would like to get notices to my house, but those cost. And you know what? I'm willing to pay the cost for you to tell me what you're doing in my government. Not everybody's willing to do that. So priorities and decisions have to be made how you notice people. And these are the requirements that we're operating.
Can I make a suggestion?
Okay, one more, we gotta move on.
Yeah.
Washington Dempsey recognized me first, I'm sorry,
Yes.
but I've been staying here for a while.
Okay.
I am in favor of incorporation, and I would like to see the process go through, whether it's voted up or down. That's my opinion, I would like to see it move forward. Thank you.
Okay,
Let me just say this real quick, this is gonna help you all here.
We gotta stop.
But just one, this is gonna help.
30
This is
minutes
for
in
you.
this already, more than
If you
30
want our
minutes.
help, thank you.
We're gonna move on to approval of the minutes for June 28th, July 26th, and October 18th. We gotta be out there at 8 o'clock.
I will go over this, but anyone there, they watching the internet.
Second to accept the minutes of the hearing. Discussion of items, discussion of